What's up, guys? NerdBois Podcast, episode 6, and we got a special one for Turkey Day. Everything Pokemon related is going to be discussed on this episode, and we're going to start with the guest, Mr. ZenTyphoon. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
And everything.
My social. I guess my own Discord boys, who I'll have them support and check out the podcast. AK for bringing me out here, and yeah.
All right. Rabbit.
Yo, what up? It's Rabbit. Appreciate the views. You know, we're gonna give you another happy Thanksgiving episode here. So yeah, stay tuned.
Skyz.
Yo, I'm back, everybody. I appreciate y'all listening, and I appreciate all the good feedback on last week's episode. Harm was so stoked to be a part, and he's really been just driving the podcast and stuff like that, which is super great. It's so nice to see someone as hype and stuff as we are about something that we're creating. So I just really appreciate it, guys, and let's have a good episode.
And last but certainly not least, Crono.
What up? It's Dashy.
Oh boy.
Don't stop. Oh boy. What up, though? It's Crono. And thanks for listening to us. Thanks for the likes and the love on that post I put up on Facebook earlier. And thanks to the people that have subscribed to us on YouTube. We are 27 people strong. That's 4 other people that added us and want to listen to our bullshit from the 23 we had last week. But we really do appreciate you guys, and we are loving the support, no matter how little, how big. We do really appreciate you guys.
And that newest episode is getting a lot of love. The analytics say it's like our second most viewed episode yet.
You know what it is. We bring one white rapper on and we blow up.
We stupid. All right. So we're not going to be on here too long. We ain't going to talk you to death because everybody wants to get ready and go eat. This is just something to hold you guys over until next week. First thing on the docket is the stupid ass Tesla truck that Elon
Don't you
Musk.
ever disrespect that shit again.
That is the ugliest thing I've seen in forever, bro.
You know what? I'm just gonna let people go ahead.
Rabbit, have you looked in the fucking mirror? How are you gonna disrespect that truck?
Man,
You look like
that's
the V1 version of that shit, bro.
One at a time.
That's why your hairline goes down to the back of your neck. Shut up.
Shit.
Listen.
Yo, talk to him nice.
Just because you're the V1 version of that goddamn truck doesn't mean you need to disrespect the bigger and better, baby.
But here's my thing is, like, who is this for? Who wants a PlayStation 1? Who wants to drive in a PlayStation 1 Polygon? Like,
Polygon titties.
Me? You remember my comment about the triangle titties, bitch? I've been loving that shit since day one.
They heard Joe.
I honestly, like, who is this for? And like, I'm looking at it, and what is this? A Tesla?
Yes, it is. It is a Tesla. Elon Musk, the mastermind of everything.
It's not a Tesla.
Yes, it is.
No, it's gonna take over your mind.
No.
Anybody got surprising thoughts of the?
Okay, so one thing, everyone was like freaking out. The two things that everyone was freaking out about. One, basically, you know how like people will release analytics, but it's kind of skewed because like they release it based upon a certain, I guess, yeah, like a demographic, or like think of it like a filter on like an Amazon search or something. Like you want to look for 128 gig fucking laptop or something. The only thing,
like news.
Yeah, exactly. And like when you filter by 128, that's all you're gonna find, so it's gonna look good. So basically everyone was kind of complaining about the analytics of how much money they, like, how many like pre-orders they said they got, like, money wise, versus like the likelihood of people to cancel and shit like that, and the fact that it's a refundable deposit. All I'm saying is they spent no fucking ad money on this truck. it literally blew the internet out of the water the past week. And there's like some odd $1 billion in pre-orders. Like, I mean, you must be doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing doesn't necessarily look like a Tesla, but it catches your attention.
How much is this shit?
So I don't have the thing up, but there's 3 models. So let me get to it.
The base model is $39,900.
Okay, yeah, he's got it.
Dual motor is $49,900. And the all-wheel drive version with 300 plus range is
500.
on that dual motor.
Damn, I want to buy that shit now. The way he just said that, god damn.
Dual
you selling this shit?
No. There's no. Okay, so there's the base 39. There's I think it's 39, 49, and 59.
Yeah.
There's a regular. There's a dual motor with 300 miles, and there's a tri motor with 500-mile range.
What the fuck is a dual and a tri motor, yo?
Now here's the thing. Let me see if this article you linked us gives. Scroll down a little bit here. Where the heck is this?
I'm pretty sure the dual motor is so that it can also run electric.
But long
and
story
gas.
short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyways, like the second one or the third one, the one with 5, goes like 0 to 60 in like 3.7 seconds. Yeah. So like, I don't know. All I'm saying is there's a lot of like hype behind this truck, like,
definitely is.
and the fact like what a lot of people don't know is the exterior of it. The reason why it looks like that is because it's really high quality cold rolled steel. So you can't shape cold rolled steel like you could just regular like aluminum or whatever you put on the outside of a regular car, because it's so freaking hard. So that's why it looks like that. And then the bulletproof
Nobody trying
glass.
to find no vibranium truck. I'm good, bro.
Right. and then the glass is bulletproof too. So,
but not brick proof.
No. Okay. Now that was the second thing that everyone was freaking out about. Basically, they had a demonstration about like the bulletproof glass, and they threw a brick at it, and the brick went through it. But what happened is they did a demonstration beforehand about how the durability of the cold rolled steel holds up, and they fucking hit the thing with a sledgehammer. And what happened, they looked into it afterwards, come to find out it actually shattered the base of the glass. So where the glass kind of cements into where it sits in the truck, it actually shattered that. And so when they threw it, the integrity of the structure was already, impregnated. So
a lot of people also don't think that this is the actual final model that will roll out, because it doesn't have
Mirrors?
Side mirrors. It has like a weird, not legal headlight beam thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely prototype all the way, but I mean, here's Elon doing Elon shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Elon's my dude. I don't care. That guy has like the 200 IQ on top of 200 IQ. This guy's
closest to a goat as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's a genius.
All right, speeding past that because I'm not interested in that at all. Game Awards, which is the end all be all. These are the Grammys of video games every year. There's a little bit of controversy behind this one because Death Stranding got nominated a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot. I think it's in like 10 different categories in here, including Game of the Year, and Kojima is on the panel. So like,
well, we know what the Game of the Year is.
And then we already know how Jeff Keighley is all over Kojima's nuts. So anyway, I'm gonna go through the nominations, and then we can just everybody can give their info on each category, and we'll just go from there. For Game of the Year, the nominees are Control, Death Stranding, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Sekiro, and The Outer Worlds.
I haven't played it yet, but I would have to go with Death Stranding.
Oh
Oh my god.
Bro, that I've had so much hype behind that game for so long.
Isn't Redbox? There's literally no excuse.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna need you to settle down, bud. We can speed.
YouTube, we are on the platform that you do not use. YouTube.
Zen, you got any thoughts about these Game of the Year nominees?
All right, so I really like Smash, right? Like it's a good game. It is the ultimate Smash Brothers game. It's it hyped itself up. It's pretty good. I'm also really biased to The Outer Worlds because that's a game that's got some really passionate developers behind it. The people who made the good Fallout games.
Fallout
And-
New Vegas and Fallout 3.
Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of people play them, and they're not, calling it from the rooftop saying that this game's end all be all, but it's a good game, and I think from the perspective of someone who really likes kind of like open worlder games like this, it's I wouldn't count it out. I really would like to see The Outer Worlds become Game of the Year.
All I'm saying is I did not sign up for someone to have an orgy with Destiny, Borderlands, and freaking Fallout and poop this shit out. Like,
Says
that's
the
all
guy
I'm
that
fucking
wants
saying.
the UPS simulator to win. Here.
All right. Settle down.
He's like, yo,
Moving on.
fuck out of here, yo.
Wait,
Man,
real quick.
Crono.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Sekiro, Resident Evil 2, or Smash doesn't win Game of the Year, that shit rigged. Period. Especially, I honestly think Sekiro or RE2 should win it. Death Stranding ain't been out long enough to be considered a Game of the Year. Let's be honest. It's the end of the year, and that shit. It's just like, how do I put it? It's just like how
Not
Resident Evil. What the fuck is that game called?
The
I don't
cowboy
even know.
game.
The
Red
Cowboy.
Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 came out.
The
People got mad as hell because it lost to God of War. One, God of War had been out since the beginning of the year. Two, Red Dead just came out. And yeah, it sold a lot, but it was hype. I'm not saying it's not a good game. It's a great game, but you really think that game is better than God of War? You are tripping. Sorry.
I definitely think that Death Stranding's riding on the coattails of its initial launch right now, for sure. You can't deny that. Like, if you get nominated 10 times, less than a month after you get released, you're definitely riding on some hype there. Like, most of these other games were released beginning to mid of year. They've had time to let that hype die down and still got nominated.
Oh yeah.
Right.
My argument to all of that is, it's not even an argument. That's the truth. My whole argument for it being nominated 10 times is just because, like Joey said, the hype factor. Like, other than that, literally there is gameplay, a 30-minute cutscene, 15 to 30-minute cutscenes, and then 5 minutes of gameplay. How is that a good game? And I guess it's because of the story, but if it was story of the year, okay, I can agree with story of the year. I can't agree with it being game of the year. I'm sorry, because when I look at game of the year, I look at the overall arcing, things, the gameplay, the story, the replayability. That's what I look at in the game. Death Stranding has no replayability, in my opinion. I'm gonna play it once and be mad if I have to rewatch cutscenes again. I'm sorry. I'm just being realistic about it. So in my eyes, if it's not RE2, if it's not Sekiro, which Sekiro is honestly a game-defining game, or if it is in Smash, I think it's rigged, and that's my opinion.
I agree with Crono. I think Smash Brothers, Resident Evil 2, or Sekiro should take it. Anything other than that, it's rigged. If Death Stranding wins, then I lost all my faith in all games. I don't think I've seen any action in the gameplay of everything I've seen. So
you don't get a gun in that game until like 3-4 hours in.
Yeah, that's not okay with me.
You're literally have throwing like shit bombs in the first 3 hours of that game. Like, It's weird.
Okay, let me sidetrack 1 second. Zen, you said you like Smash. You're a super big Smash fan.
Yeah, Smash is pretty good.
Can you give me a textbook definition of what a quarter circle move is?
A quarter circle
He's so
move.
different, fucking
So
special.
a quarter circle move is something that 98% of the Smash community can't do.
Yo, this man
That is the
can
correct answer.
Yo, this man can come back anytime.
All right, moving on to the next category: best game direction. Control, Death Stranding again, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, and the Outer Wilds. Not Outer Worlds, the Outer Wilds. And for best game direction, I'm guessing. Never really understood that category. If anybody wants to explain it,
I think it might be like as if you think like Steven Spielberg is the director of a movie, then Kojima would be Death Stranding.
I don't.
Maybe.
No, I think the direction is because you know how you have games that the story is direct, but then you have games that like the story might throw you into a loop, but it has one consistent theme. Like think Detroit. If Detroit would have won, whatever best directed game, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it would make sense because of how the story is portrayed, how it's consistent, how it flows, and that's why I think they're trying to go with how the game flows. So like I said, going back to what I said, now if Death Stranding wins this, I wouldn't be mad about that because I think this is the category it probably should win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's I
If
can't
not,
be mad about
if
that.
not, I think the other one would probably be Resident Evil 2, just because they took an already good game and then made it even better. So like, I mean, I don't know.
I can see. I say it's between that. Sekiro is a high. The way Sekiro flows as a game, it's high probability it will come second, but it's between. I can see it being between either RE2 or Death Stranding, but I think Death Stranding gonna take this one, in my opinion.
All right. The next category is best narrative, the best story. That one is A Plague's Tale, Control, Death Stranding again, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds.
What the fuck is Control?
Bro, I've never even seen
It's,
this game.
did you guys remember that one Xbox game that was like you could rewind time and like it had like live action cutscenes and shit like
Oh
that?
shit! So it's like
Xbox.
the game version of Click.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Think of Dio from JoJo. Like how he can stop time and then fuck with people and then start the time back up again. It's kind of like Click, but not without a remote. But it's basically that. It's that company that made a different game, not under the Xbox banner, and it came out this year. So that's pretty much what it is. Quantum Break, that's what it's called. Quantum Break, y'all.
Okay.
That game operated kind of like how Quicksilver does in the movies. How like everything kind of stops, but it's not really stopped.
Basically, PlayStation version of Quantum Break. I know I'm like narrowing it down like super low, but it's PlayStation's. Well, it's actually third party, so a third party version of Quantum Break without the live action cutscenes.
Is it anything like Time Splitters?
I wish.
I wish.
That's what it sounds like. But I guess Death Stranding because I've never heard of any of them other games minus the Outer Worlds.
I've heard of Control, but like I don't think that I see that winning like story. like I wouldn't be mad if a Death Stranding won best narrative either. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'd be kind of hyped for Disco Elysium because I've got a weakness for detective games after like Heavy Rain.
Oh, okay. So that's what that is.
I actually remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Jason.
Best art direction: Control, Death Stranding again, Gris, Sayonara Wild Heart, Sekiro, and Link: The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
If anyone ever says
Sekiro.
anything about Zelda, I'm killing you.
Sekiro.
I think Zelda should win that because how that art style is very, 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 very good. Especially when you take the a Game Boy game and remake it. Like, I don't agree that it was $60. It shouldn't be $60, but that's a story for another day. But that's definitely looks like a really good game, art direction wise.
Sekiro. If you ever see the kills in Sekiro.
Yeah, I would say probably that, just because I have watched some content and some playability on that, and it seems like that's probably the best choice for that category.
I'm gonna go with Zelda just because I'm a Zelda fan and I it's always had really good art to me. So that's where I'm going with that.
I would have to say Sekiro. I mean, I've not seen too much of Control. And who knows, Death Stranding could win, but I just don't. I think at this point I don't want it to.
For real.
I think with Gris, we're kind of done with like art direction. Is like, can you still have a game? And it's almost piggybacking off of what Crono was saying about Game of the Year is Game of the Year. It's not just Hype of the Year or anything like that. And I think Gris is kind of reminds me of that one game. What was that game where you like walk through the desert as like a red dressed girl, and that was it.
We
I don't know, but that game is amazing.
We talked Journey.
Yeah, that game is amazing.
Yeah, like games like those are nice. They're pleasant, and I wish they were free on the PlayStation Store. But that's as far as they should go, honestly. And like, I think that's kind of like it's nice. It's pleasant to have, but it's not like Sekiro. It's not like Sayonara Wild Heart.
A game.
It's not a game that has a really, really nice, like, well done art. It's art that was like, hold on, we can make this a game.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I get that.
See, as a kind of an art major too, when I look at art, I look at overall everything. Like, yeah, Death Stranding is a very beautiful looking game, but compared graphic wise, but I'm talking about Sekiro, like when
colors and stuff like that. Like, nobody trying to look at no goddamn
like different
wetlands all day.
Right, with different hues, like when you switch from one environment to another, how the sun affects the way everything looks around, like the shades, the death scenes when somebody dies, the gore, it's not like a bright red, it's like a gory look, like burgundy, I just got fucked up type red. Like, I can't explain it personally because obviously I have a different sight when it comes to these things, and it's kind of hard for me to explain when it comes to talking about art, but artists know what the fuck I'm talking about. And yeah, Sekiro is different compared to like a Death Stranding that's graphically beautiful, but a lot of the environments, in my opinion, don't mix with the tone of the story. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna skip around because some of these I'm gonna just name the categories and y'all let me know if y'all want to go through them. Best music score, do y'all care about that?
Nope.
Nah.
Best audio design?
No.
I don't give a fuck about best performance. Games for impact?
No.
So basically games that made a statement.
Yeah, actually, I would like to talk about.
Oh wait, there's something on here that I would. Life is Strange 2. I played the first game, haven't played the second one. Life is Strange is one of the coolest non-typical for me games.
Well, all the games that were nominated for games for impact was Concrete Genie, Gris Again, Kind of Worlds, Life is Strange 2, Sea of Solitude. Wow, a game that it's not in. That's crazy.
I've never heard of none of those games. So
I've heard of Concrete Genie, never played it. Heard of Life is Strange 2, never played it. And Zen just put me on to Gris. So
I would say I don't know what game made the most impact with you, because I don't know those games. I wouldn't, other than Life is Strange 2, and I don't even think that actually made any impact.
Out at everybody, all the ones I just named.
Yeah, I'm like, honestly, I don't even think that game put that much impact because it's basically just going off of what Life is Strange 1 did, in my opinion. So it's weird.
Games for impact is basically another way of saying which game is the most progressive and shit like that.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game is Apex, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege.
Was that a question, Aaron?
So I would say personally Final Fantasy 14, but we all know Apex is going to win it. But
I disagree with you.
I would love for Apex to win it, but we all know who winning that.
Fortnite a part of it too?
Yes.
Oh no, Fortnite winning it, but I say Final Fantasy 14 or Apex.
I like Rainbow Six Siege because of crash when that game first came out.
Nope.
And how they bounce back and people are still playing it.
Nope.
That's amazing.
Nope.
Apex should the game.
Apex should win it. Fortnite's going to. Rainbow shouldn't even be up there because I swear to God, if I put an ACOG on your fucking face and I shoot and blood comes out of the back of your head and you don't instantly die, the game's trash.
I mean, do that on Apex too.
You do that shit on Call of Duty and you lose that damn game.
No. Apex and Call of Duty are not guaranteed one hit headshot kill game. They're not.
Have you played with the 725?
Either is Rainbow Six Siege is for sure 100% kill if you hit him.
Yes, it is. That game, if you hit someone in the head, it's supposed to kill you.
It's more realistic. It's supposed to be more realistic. So technically, if you shoot somebody in the head, it's supposed to be a one-shot drop. But the way they do it is you don't go into like a last stand mode. You're supposed to just automatically die. That's where the realism come in. I don't know how. I don't know why. Don't ask me, but that's the way it's supposed to be.
Zen?
I mean, honestly, I would like Apex to win it as well. Yeah. I think best ongoing game is an award that should be given to a game that has been ongoing in a general same marketing, gameplay, scheme, pace, anything you want to call it. Destiny 2, no. They lost almost all of their player base with the split between Activision Bungie, and they went to a free-to-play model that welcomed new players at the cost of the game. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy 14, you know what? As close second as it gets. You know, it's a good game. It's subscription-based. WoW can show you that that's fine. Fortnite, get it out of here. I ain't a baby. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I like Rainbow for the changes that they've made, and which is why I think it's really good for best ongoing game. Do I think it's a winner? Nah, not really.
Just to piggyback on that, reason why I say Final Fantasy 14 as biased as I am because I have been playing the game since it came out. A lot of people forget, just like Rainbow Six Siege, Final Fantasy 14 was terrible.
Oh, it was buns when it first came out.
That shit was buns when it came out. And now you look at it now with especially with Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is hands down their best expansion yet. It's like, it's not even a question to ask. And that's why I say, like, all the changes, through all the hardships it's been through, that game has went through hell and back to what it is now. And that's why I'm like, I think it should get that award. But we all know what it is. Thanks, right. Ninja.
Thanks, Ninja.
And the thing that kills me is like Fortnite done lost hella steam as far as like it's still super popular and Fortnite's not going anywhere. That's going to be like Crono said last week. That's the new League of Legends in terms of popularity. Like it's going to always be there, but it's nowhere near as popular as it was when it first came out.
It's a generational game. It's like League of Legends. It's the new generation game. Period. Hands down.
All right. Best indie game. I don't know most of these.
Untitled Goose Game.
Bala Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game won some shit from the Golden Joystick Award, so why not keep up the hype? Why not?
I want Untitled Goose Game to take it. When I first saw it, I was like, I saw gameplay, I was like, this has to win. This is amazing.
if Untitled Goose Game does not win, they're gonna get hit with the honk. It's just gonna happen.
Bro, I love Untitled Goose Game like I love Zazzy Beats. Period.
Oh my god. Skyz, you care about indie games?
Nope.
Alright. Best mobile game, don't care. Best community support, don't really care. Best action game, we can do that. Apex, Astral Chain, Call of Duty, Devil May Cry, Gears, and Metro Exodus. If I had to pick, I'm split between Astral Chain and Devil May Cry, because when I think of action game, my mind doesn't go shooters. There's a whole category for shooters. Why are there shooters in the action game category? But hey, maybe I'm old school.
I'm with you.
Did you run out of breath there, Aaron?
No, I'm just very passionate about this. Why do we have so many shooters in the action game category?
Because they're action games.
Modern
Then why would
Warfare.
we have a separate category for shooters? Like, that's stupid.
Modern Warfare for 300.
It's
Whatever.
I'm gonna go with Devil May Cry 5 just because it's not a shooter.
Devil May Cry 5 is a game that has like a really good hack and slash system, like
Exactly.
replayability, just because you can play through the game.
3
At
different times.
Yeah, and with 1,000 different, weapons and combos and fight styles and stuff, I think it's a really good one.
So can we
Devil May
put
Cry
Diablo
definitely
3 on this?
Diablo.
It didn't come out this year.
Take that back. Diablo 3 for 400.
It didn't come out this year, idiot.
It don't matter. It's still the best.
I'm going Devil May Cry 5. Apex is probably gonna win it, but definitely Devil May Cry 5. That's like the best way to send your game off, man. The best way, and just stick to tradition the way it did, and rebound from that trash ass reboot. Devil May Cry
See,
5.
now, this is stupid. They got best action game, then they got best action adventure game. Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding again. Resident Evil 2 and Sekiro and Zelda. Yep.
Can we change the title of this, or at least for Death Stranding, to Best Walking Adventure Game?
Yes, best walking simulator.
UPS simulator, like
Leg day
UPS Simulator in 2019.
Sekiro RE2.
same. I wouldn't be mad if Zelda won that either. Best RPG: Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3 trash, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, and the Outer Worlds.
See, I don't I like
The
Monster
fact that
Hunter.
Iceborne is in here
but
makes me want to rip
The
my hair
fact that
out.
Kingdom Hearts is in here, fuck all that.
Yo, it's between Final Fantasy 14 or Iceborne, hands down. Iceborne is the shit. The shit.
Maybe Outer
Like,
Worlds.
Joey,
I can see
look,
that
look.
winning
Hey,
that too.
Joey fought a great Jagras and got bodied the first monster, and that's why he doesn't like Monster Hunter. He got bodied by the first monster.
I'm sorry. I don't like when you just sell me an expansion, which realistically is just a skin for all the monsters. My bad.
How
I mean-
many times you done bought Call of Duty?
Right? Are you serious? You bought Call of Duty? Are you serious?
My crippin' again.
Oh my god, bro! Like,
How many times you done bought Madden?
I hate gamers that say that it's a reskin. You brought 2K, Madden, Call of Duty. Like, people that's playing Fortnite 2.0 is a reskin of regular
I
Fortnite.
mean, to be fair, we ain't pay for that shit though.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, but still, it's a reskin. What are you talking about? Like,
I
even if
didn't-
you talking about it's a reskin, if you actually played Monster Hunter and fought all the monsters, it ain't really that much of a reskin when you getting bodied by a Fulgor Anjanath, bro. And he does totally different thing from a regular Anjanath. It's not really a reskin.
Okay, but when he looks almost the exact same, and you don't have to do very much work to turn what Anjanath was into the new Anjanath, like, it's just, to me, you sold me a DLC that you were lazy on.
At
Okay,
least it was a DLC
So-
and not a full-fledged game like Call of Duty does every
It
year.
was a full-fledged game. It was
Yeah, it was.
It was $60.
here's my
What?
question. Here's my question.
You can upgrade it.
I gotta always ask people who says this. Have y'all ever played the original Monster Hunters that had region variant monsters that were the same exact monsters?
Yeah.
No, I never played Monster Hunter.
I didn't play Monster Hunter.
Do y'all know about all the new monsters that actually got added into the game? There's as many reskins as there are.
I know about the
monsters.
new creatures, but it doesn't take that much more effort to just give us all new creatures, bro. Especially when you're charging us $60 for it.
I mean, Call of Duty.
I want you to keep that same energy for. I want you to keep that
What are you
same
talking about?
energy for all the sports games and all the goddamn.
I'm fine with that. I'm waiting for Call of Duty to drop the reskin maps of Modern Warfare 2 maps. That
And you know they're gonna be the best maps because that's all people gonna be playing.
Because it's Rust.
How many times you done bought Rust?
Yeah, but they don't
Nuketown?
they don't charge you $60 to play on a map. That
Are you serious? You gotta buy the
Paying
season pass
$60 and then paying more to play the
It's not a
same map
season
you played
pass.
last year.
Rabbit. Are we talking about Black Ops 4? You had to buy the season pass to get any map.
I didn't play Black Ops. Black Ops 4 was a horrible fucking game.
Okay,
I hated
but
Black Ops 4.
But listen to what you just said.
We played Blackout. We did not play multiplayer.
Multiplayer had all their skins were reskinned. So exactly what you just said is null and void because Call of Duty reskinned skins.
I didn't
I
pay.
played 2K.
I didn't pay an extra $60 for the Blackout mode.
First of all, when did you pay $60? The expansion was $40.
40, whatever. I didn't spend $40 on Blackout. Like I bought Call of Duty for the Blackout. I didn't play it for anything else. I play online for like $15.
Okay, but does that still nullify that Call of Duty still had reskinned skins, even if you played Blackout or not? Was it not still reskinned?
I don't play it for
But the thing,
answer the question.
The point he's getting across is that does not qualify for us or does not pertain to us because we didn't play that.
Qualifies. If you still play Call of Duty, regardless if you play Black Ops or not, it still qualifies.
It qualifies for people it pertains to. It didn't pertain to us because we didn't buy it. We didn't play
this year.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Best fighting game. Oh my god. Dead or Alive 6, Mortal Kombat 11. I'm skipping that. Samurai Showdown and Smash Brothers. We are not putting Jump Force on here. Why the fuck did they need to put Jump Force?
Jump Force
onto
is
here?
a fighting game. It is a type of fighting game, regardless of what you think.
So why didn't we put Fight Night into motherfucking fighting game categories? Why not? Shit,
I mean, Fight Night is it technically.
Why ain't UFC and 2K20 up in here? Fuck it.
I mean, it technically is a fighting game, but I don't know.
Like, Jump Force is fine for what it is. It's cool as in it's good. I'm gonna play with my action figure simulator. But if you're not at least in Evo, you shouldn't be nominated for best fighting game. Period.
Long story short, I'm gonna say Smash, even though I'm not a Smash.
It's between Smash and MK11, but Smash probably gonna end.
Smash gonna win. MK11 has no choice. It's the best-selling game of the year of almost all time. So of all time. So there's no way Smash Ultimate is not winning that. Period.
Yeah,
Smash probably winning that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Best family-friendly game. So they pretty just made this Nintendo category. Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, which only reason why I know what that is because I seen Dashy play it. Super Mario Maker 2, Smash Bros again, and then Yoshi's Crafted World. I swear that I don't know what that same Yoshi
Luigi Mansion 3
in the past 2 years.
Luigi Mansion 3 for the nostalgia. Nostalgia brings.
I seen gameplay of Luigi's Mansion 3 and I felt like I was 10 and I almost threw my wallet at the fucking screen.
Sounds like a family game winner to me.
Yeah. So I have to go with Mansion on that.
I really enjoyed Mario Maker 2. I still enjoy watching people play that. I just feel like it's a game where if you want to be a dick to your kids, just make a really hard level, beat it, and have them play it for hours and get mad.
Yeah, that was gonna be my thing. Is like I feel like that's the one game that shouldn't be on that list because it's not tailored to be like hey, everyone gather around on your couch and play this game.
It's for speedrunners.
Yeah,
it definitely is. It made speedrunning cool again.
I enjoy it. I think it's a. I mean, if you want to,
I watch Dashy play Mario Maker every Saturday. I ain't gonna.
Yeah. I love it. I think I would like to see that one.
Best sports/racing game. Damn.
No, let's skip the next two.
Let's skip because we all know who's gonna win it.
Crash, Dirt Rally, Football, Pro. I ain't never even heard of that shit. F1 2019 and FIFA. Wow.
Okay, let's speed past it. Crash. Now, best multiplayer game.
Best multiplayer goes to is Apex, Borderlands, Call of Duty, Tetris.
That's hilarious.
For someone who has so many hours in Tetris 99, I don't even know why it's on
Tetris 99 is the shit. Y'all don't care what nobody.
It definitely is. It definitely is. It's
Apex
like
gonna win that bitch, but Tetris, yo.
Apex for the win on this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Apex or the Division winning that. It was a pretty decent game.
Division lost its fan base. I have 400 hours on that game. It's not like Division 1. It's not gonna win.
I mean,
but
but
the rest of these are just categories. I really
Can we
don't
just
fuck
speed
about.
past the content creator of the year?
We can speed past the rest of these. So I don't give a fuck about the rest of these.
Content creator of the year.
Hold on, real quick, Rabbit. What was you about to say?
It's just all right. So this is gonna throw some smoke up in the air, but we all complain about how all the games are the same, and then you just said that you didn't like the Division because it wasn't like the first one.
Oh no! I didn't say I didn't like the Division. I said it lost its fan base. I love Division 2. Don't get me wrong. I put 400 hours into that game. That should tell you how much I love that game. But I just know with the changes to the dark zone, because PvE players, yes, I'm calling y'all out. Crono's unpopular opinion. Y'all are bitches that cry about everything when PvE isn't a prime fucking suspect. It kind of destroyed the community of Division 2. And it calls for the developers to nerf shit that didn't need to be nerfed, but because PvE players cried, they nerfed it. Like, prime example, and I don't want to go too long, but prime example, there was a Reddit post of a guy literally making a post about the Dark Zone. Anybody that played Division 1 knows the Dark Zone was tailored for PvP action.
Mm-hmm.
Four-player, team-based PvP action.
Yep.
Dude literally went on Reddit, I want you guys to make a PvE because I don't PvP. And that makes it unfair for me to go have to get gear. Mind you, 95% of the gear you can get in the game is from PvE.
Yeah, it is.
And to watch the community, watch the game fold for PvE players, PvE casuals that weren't even going to be in the game 2 weeks after the game came out, shows how much that community faltered. And that's why I'm saying that's why that game win, because the developers themselves faltered to casuals for no fucking reason. And that's the one thing I can't stand about a developer. Those that I understand casual bring in your money, but you change your main selling point for people who won't play the game 2 months after the game is out.
When developers go to a vocal minority, the game almost always fails.
Mm-hmm. Like if people listening, if you don't believe me, just go on YouTube and look at how all the major content creators for Division 2 made videos 2-3 months later saying why I quit the Division and why the player base has actually dropped and why we're still waiting on fucking the second raid that they keep postponing because they keep trying to make balances to shit that people aren't asking balancing for. So
content creator of the year.
Hit me with Shroud or you're wrong.
I would say honestly, I'm a big Shroud fan, but Courage is my dog, bro.
Dude,
Courage, Dr. Lupo,
Earthquake,
I can't pronounce that dude's name.
I'm Courage. I 100%.
Courage is my dude.
I wasn't a big. I didn't really hear of him when he was like with Optic and like that was his thing. But when he left and Fortnite became his like prime game of play, like I fell in love with his videos. I watch all of his videos now on YouTube. Watch every single one of them, and they crack me up for as long as
He's got such a great team behind him now. 100 Thieves, best esports team in the world. like hands down.
Actually, I changed my answer to Courage because I realized this is Content Creator of the Year, and honestly, like Shroud makes content, but he really is just like you're waiting for him to make some nutty streaming shots and some like compilations, but that's it.
He's a good content creator, but it's more you watch him for high level plays. Mm-hmm. You watch Courage to literally have to fucking picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I love watching Courage play. It's just I Courage all the way.
It's just sad
Content
that I don't
Creator
know
of the Year.
None of these people is besides Dr. Lupo.
Content Creator of the Year is NerdBois Podcast. Fuck what you talking about, yo?
W gang.
Fuck what you talking about?
Esports does anybody care about the best esports game?
League of Legends.
All right. Well,
now that we
Zen
we
can't
all
come
know
back.
it's going to be Fortnite.
Zen can't come back. My bad.
Best esports player, hit me with that Faker or Sinatra, either one.
Fake Sinatra?
Perks is
It ain't gonna be Sonic Fox ever again. Just know that.
Perks is
It ain't gonna be Sonic Fox ever again, yo. People were so mad. I was like, yo, y'all know
I want Sinatra to win. I want Sinatra to win out of best esports.
Best esports player, Crono.
Esports teams.
The fact that 100
G2.
Thieves isn't up there is the biggest disrespect in the entire world.
Esports events. Evo. I want Evo to win that. Coaches. Esports hosts. I don't really care about the rest of this. Can we move on?
Alex
Yep.
Schoolboy Mendez.
Let's get on.
All right, main topic of the night. Pokemon Sword and Shield's been out for about 2 weeks now? Week and a half?
November 15th. So, yeah.
And it's the most controversial Pokemon game to be released to date. A lot of people were complaining about animations, to have baked decks. I think besides Rabbit, I think Zen is the only other person that has that game, correct?
Yeah. I don't know.
Rabbit,
Why I
you
played
got
that.
it, correct?
I played a couple hours of it. I've just been grinding my levels right now. I personally love the game. It scared the shit out of me when I first started playing though, because I didn't know the Pokemon can chase you. But all of a sudden I was running to the grass. I was gonna chase my fucking dog. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh no.
Dude was getting his ass beat by a Zigzagoon.
No lie. I enjoy it. From what I've played, the 2-3 hours that I've played it, I enjoy it.
All right. Zen, go ahead and give us a brief rundown, because let us know how many hours you done put in, what's to expect, what not to expect, and if you can give it a letter grade, go ahead, go from there. Give us a quick rundown of the Pokemon Sword and Shield.
All right, here we go. Pokemon, a brief history of time. The last good game was Platinum. And
I ain't mad at that.
That's a fact. Nope, you're wrong, unfortunately. Right. So,
Black and white.
catch me with this. What redeeming factor did Black and White bring to the game? And that doesn't mean the story, because you can't bring story from one game to a whole series.
Permanent fucking rain. The fuck is you talking about, yo? That was the
Permanent who?
greatest. Permanent rain. That was the greatest thing ever. What you
Rain's
talking
not
about?
permanent anymore, bud. It's gone.
I know, but that was the greatest meta ever. Permanent rain, permanent sun.
Oh, you're talking about, okay. So
Yeah.
he's talking about it was a nostalgic time in competitive that you
Yeah.
liked. Okay, I'm with you there. But so first gen introduction to the game, 151, awesome, crazy. Gen 2, Gen 1's DLC. We had genders, we had shinies, we had 2 new types. We had, competitive breeding became a thing.
That's
Gen
why I'm a
3.
Johto boy.
Right. Gen 3. We have abilities. We have the new colors, the vibrant, welcome to the Game Boy Advanced era. Multiplayer became crazy big because we had the double battle introduction, which became the main format of what we play today in VGC. Now, that was really good. Could we get better? Yes, because there was a massive amount of these hard worked on mons that were dumpster trash because of, if I use the move Fire Punch as a physically offensive Pokemon, it does not matter because Fire type is still special. So the physical special split came in 4th gen. This meant Fire Punch is a physical move, but Flamethrower is a special move. Special just being long range for anyone viewers who don't know, and the physical is self-explanatory. This was the last good thing that Pokemon games brought, because after this, not counting fairy types in 6th gen, but that was the last good thing. Black and White attempted to bring in something with triple battles and rotation battles, and as they were fun, they were not successful. It brought a lot of slice of life values that I love. It brought the ability for really, really awesome metas like Permanent Rain, Sandstorm teams to be fully in action. So it really emphasized on weather teams. It really emphasized on dragons running wild. So you had dragon teams, you had teams that stalled out dragon. It created a really fun and interactive competitive environment. But one thing that it didn't do I guess back on the life things, was the animations. The Pokemon had animations throughout the entire battle. They moved, they breathed. TMs were no longer one-time use. You didn't have to plan your whole run through of Pokemon on, okay, I get the opportunity to get Thunderbolt here, so I can finally give it to my competitive, such and such. You could just use them over and over again. But what it had was a really good story and some really good characters, but apart from the game, that was kind of it. In 6th gen for X and Y, they brought the fairy types. That was awesome. It answered dragons. It shook up. They did a lot of balance changes. They changed a lot of moves, power. Steel type no longer became the wall. It no longer stopped everything because it lost the amount of resistances it had by 2. But it mattered. Mega evolutions. Don't catch me crying that Flygon doesn't have a mega. I don't care. Megas were cool, but they weren't needed. Sun and Moon, really fun.
I disagree.
I mean,
I ain't bring shit at all.
Sun and Moon, I really wish that Game Freak would have waited, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon would have been the only 7th gen game they released, because Ultra was
with that totem Pokemon stuff, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
A Super Saiyanmon. Yeah, no.
I'm
Exactly.
good on that.
Everything that they tried to bring, Z moves, Totemons, Trials, it was a swing and a miss. They've been swinging and missing since 4th gen. And finally, we have 8th gen. They brought something, Dynamaxing. This is a 3-turn limit, once per battle. It only increases the base health of your Mon, and then enables them to use max attacks, which are just buffed versions of attacks with secondary abilities.
Z moves on crack.
Exactly. Z moves on crack that could be stalled out. Z moves on crack that can be, easily predicted, because okay, well, you only get one Dynamax or Gigantamax per battle, and it's not like a mega where there's that one mega per team. You can look at someone's lineup on their roster and go, okay, that's their mega. Now I have to play around this. And then, once they've got their mega, it's basically gonna sweep your whole team, and you're just playing around who's ace dies first. And honestly, I think I'm excited to see where Dynamaxing takes VGC, because we're still, we're not even officially 2 weeks into the game yet. And I'm super excited to see where it is as a game, not just for competitive, but for the everyman experience of the game. Oh yeah, it brought back nostalgia. The open world with the wild area, having Pokemon that are able to, chase you down, and Mons that are in the grass. It brought an exciting amount of discovery. There are really, really 2%, 1% rare encounters in the overworld, and there's a whole separate table for in the grass, which means you don't get the Let's Go situation where you feel outnumbered by just this mass amount of things on your screen. And you also don't get the sense of okay, well, I'm just in an empty barren and everything's hiding in the grass. You get a nice balance of there is exploration around every corner. The characters are amazing. You actually get some build from all characters involved. There's not a team that for some reason is evil and is going to do something dastardly nefarious and world ending, and a 10-year-old stops them. They literally tell you, okay, spoiler alert, they tell you at one point in the game, when there's a climactic event going on, the adults are going to handle it. Continue to go train your Pokemon, win the gym challenges, and have fun. And then the actual adults just take off. My city needs me. And they go and they leave the 10-year-old to be a 10-year-old, which is something I think is phenomenal. Nat Vexers, go cry somewhere else. I don't care. Your favorite Mon didn't make it. It sucks. It's really not that big of a deal. They added.
You gonna cry because you're not gonna be able to play with the Nido King for the 8th time in a row?
Yeah. You're gonna cry because you're edgy and Absol didn't make it in. Okay, go cry
somewhere. Still in the
somewhere
roster right now if y'all ain't gas him up.
But I honestly, the nostalgia, the replayability, the amount of hours you can dump into it, the wild area, making it so that every person's playthrough can be wildly different. I hated asking my friends on night 1 of the game coming out, oh, who's your team right now? Do you want to battle real quick, like after every gym? And battling with identical team. This is the first time where we had a multi-battle and not a single person had a matching Mon because, well, one of us dumped one of our starters. But we had, completely independent, what's the word? Everyone had different teams. And, it was crazy. As a grade, do I think the game's perfect? No, far from it. I think there are many adjustments that can be made. I truthfully think that with the graphics they had, the animations they had, the models, the textures, I think they could have brought the whole deck. I think they still will at some point. I think we are bound to see the biggest DLC or update that we have ever seen from a Pokemon game. Different from just, okay, we're going to start just dumping in a bunch of like event mons. I think eventually they are going to dump in with this train system that's so important and like built through the world, but only used like 2 times. I think they're going to have the ability, almost like if you guys played X and Y with the Poke Farm, like your Poke range, where everyone had different types and what's in your farm. I think it's going to be something like that, where we are going to get the rest of the decks just in ways that encourage more multiplayer than the game already has encouraged, and with a lot more involvement from the community, which is something that the Pokemon like Game Freak has been wishing for, is that it's not just a solo man's run through and 12 hours later you've beaten the game and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a real life question.
Hit it.
Is this game worth buying the Switch for?
By itself, like I'm gonna buy a Switch and I'm just gonna play Pokemon, like this is why I'm buying the Switch.
Yes.
I did.
That's my biggest culprit, bro, because I'm over here. I don't play like hardly any like Switch stuff, bro. I don't, and I was legit gonna buy a Switch just for this game.
So it's just quiet in here.
Right.
Question, yo, the beat go on. Like, what's going on, yo?
Zen, you still there?
What happened to Zen?
Well,
He got
Zen died. So
He
The beat
got
went off.
Oh god. So until Zen gets back, what does everybody think? Given the rundown he said so far.
I mean, the dude's super knowledgeable. I might have got turned on while he was talking.
I'm back.
Hey,
There you go.
I was rushing to get on my earbuds. Okay, so AK, is this? I have a return question. Are you asking me this as a Pokemon fan, or are you asking me this as a person who is just a gamer genuinely interested in a game?
Both. Because I know I'm probably going to end up getting it eventually, probably around tax time. But as a person who's at one point in time was interested in Pokemon back in the day and wants to get back into the swing of things, would this be a game for them to buy a Switch for, just to get that nostalgic rush of Pokemon again? As
a previous Pokemon fan, or anyone who's ever had a glimpse of Pokemon in their life, buy it. Buy the Switch. I don't care light or whatever. That's a topic for, I'm sure it's already been discussed and it can go into later. But yes, get the game. Play the first ever game that's on a console and that is a main core series game. Get the game because this is the easiest it's ever been to get into competitive. This goes kind of above the like the level of like how intense do I want to go into, like how good is this Pokemon game. But this is the first game where I could ask you tomorrow, hey, do you want to come with to this Pokemon tournament? And I could I could give you battle ready Pokemon right now, or you could raise them yourself, because having the natures, having the EVs, the IVs, having the moves, it's the easiest it's ever been. And I think that is something that is wonderful. It allows everyone to be able to get into the game to the same level that they desire.
It sounds like an actual adult Pokemon game.
Yeah,
right.
I bought the Switch Lite just for Pokemon. I bought the Pokemon Edition Switch Lite.
Which, by the way, that thing looks nasty.
It's so nice. I went to GameStop. I didn't have the intentions of buying it until I heard the price. Dude, this is $200. This is cheaper than the 3DS I bought a couple of years ago.
True.
Like, it's $200. It wasn't even $300 total for this and the game. It was like $270. I was like, bet. I was like, I'll pick it up. I've been wanting to play Pokemon for a couple of years now, and this is a great time for me to start again. Like, buy it. This is coming from, like, I'm cheap with my stuff. I don't like to just throw money at stuff. Like, I want to save, get whatever I need to do to pay my bills.
Get Dragon Ball.
So it's just, this is probably one of my favorite purchases I made this year, and it's really fun. When I have time, when I don't have my daughter or I'm not working for 15 hours a day, I put it on while I have anime in the background and I play it.
Yeah, and as a non-Pokemon person, like if you just like, hey, I heard this game got some cool reviews, wonder if I should pick up a Switch and grab it and play it. Honestly, if you want to wait for some sales, Black Friday, Christmas, and you're not really like, you're asking like, should I get it right now? Go ahead and wait. It's okay. I think it's a game that you could buy, because obviously, like right now, I could tell a Pokemon fan who's never played Pokemon before and they want to play like one of the older games to see if this series is something they're interested. I would tell them to go grab Platinum, go grab Black 2, White 2. But I would say, just because I'm a Pokemon fan, yes, buy it. But as a one gamer to another, it's something that I could understand, like someone waiting and not necessarily going to grab it.
Anybody got any questions for him?
I do. Is there like an Elite Four like there is in any other game, like a bad boss?
So I guess I don't know how spoiler or not spoiler I should go on this one, or like on the topic, but the Sword and Shield is the first game to basically not have a post game. It has post game content, but it is able to be done in probably an hour, if that. And that's not even like from a Pokemon point of view, or I'm speedrunning it or I'm rushing through it. It really just does not have anything that any other game has had. No Elite Four. What it does have in place of it is pretty cool and unique, mind you. But no, it does not have an Elite Four. There is no like crazy big amount of awesome post game or something wild. There's just the stereotypical battle tower where you get your battle points, just like every other game's had the battle tree, the battle subway. It's got that, but that's it. And then after that, you just collect the Pokemon, you shiny hunt, and you competitively, battle or casually battle, which is why I really do think we're about to see like some of the biggest update or DLC, because Pokemon's never left us this high and dry before, and I don't think it's going to start now.
Makes sense.
From what I view, I think they took out a lot of, because if you really pay attention to it, they took out either Pokemon that were barely used or some that were like staples in competitive. So one specific staple that was taken out is Scizor. And I know it's a huge complaint right now because, somebody that does play competitively, I don't have the game, but I play on Pokemon Showdown. Right. Which is another, if you want to play just strictly competitive, you can go online and play it for free. Just make an account super quick. And the big thing running rampant in competitive is Darmanitan, specifically Guerrilla Tactics, Choice Scarf or Choice Bandit Darmanitan. That thing hits so hard that nothing is really checking it right now. like it can check. I think the closest thing to a check is either Toxapex or an Eviolite Corsola and Galarian Corsola. And even then, they're still taking like 50%. So
Right.
what I think Pokemon is doing is they're trying to see, okay, how the meta goes, and then based off how the meta goes, they're going to add Pokemon to counter the meta, and that's at least what I see. Which goes back to the like you said, the train. I think the train, if we look at the anime too, the anime is supposed to be in every region.
Yeah.
So I think based off of wherever Ash is at in the anime is DLC. So if he's in Johto, they're gonna do a DLC where you take the train and you go to Johto, just like they did back in Gen 2, where you take the train from Kanto to Johto and vice versa.
Yeah. Now, for the viewers, what Crono was going on about was like with competitive meta, there's a Pokemon running loose that its ability is that it can boost the user's attack stat for like physical hitting moves, but only allows the first use of the selected move. So whichever move you pick first out of the 4 moves that all Pokemon get, that is the one move it's locked into. And this is something called Choice. There's an item set: Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, and I think that's all 3 of them. And it's something competitive that makes a Mon really threatening, but it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors. You have to guess the move you're going to use, and then you're locked into it. And the only way to unlock that was previously to switch your Mon and then switch it back in, which hard swapping is a threatening thing, because when you hard swap out, which means on your turn, your opponent attacks, and you choose to switch a Pokemon, that Pokemon who you're now coming in with. So if I switched out my Charizard and I brought in my Pikachu's going to take a free hit, because switching always takes priority. You always switch first unless a move says otherwise. And then you come in and you receive your opponent's hit. Now, what's really big about that as well is Dynamaxing. The action of making your Mon really, really big breaks choice moves now. Like, you can Dynamax when you're choiced into something, and it will break that. I've commented before to friends that I really do think that with this, they made selections with this meta, and who made it and who didn't make it, to really craft the competitive scene where we're at. And I do agree wholeheartedly that I do think we're gonna see almost like seasons. Like, I could see, okay, the train's currently here. Like, this is where we have our connection with. So this bundle of Mon is now accessible to Sword and Shield. But I do think it's possible that for in-game, the train's going to leave and you're not going to be able to catch those Mons. And then for competitive, what I think it's going to do is I think it's going to lock the usage. It's going to turn those Mons to restricted Mons until the train's accessible for them. So I think it's going to rotate in, like, however many seasons they're going to do here, which I think would be a really unique spin.
Well, I think we've been Pokemon to death. If anybody got any last questions before we move on to the next topic?
No, that's it.
All right. So thank you, Zen. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the podcast if you want. Next thing on the docket we have is Ninja, the all-important Fortnite streamer, has a graphic novel / comic book, whatever you want to call it now, and people were throwing their own opinions on this. I just threw this on there just to give what everybody's opinions on this was. What do you guys think of Ninja having a comic book now?
Honestly, the dude signed with Adidas. Let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yep. You're ahead. Don't stop now.
Yeah, if he can make money, let the dude, he's playing the game and he's playing it very well. The dude's very smart and he's taking the game for everything it has right now. And he's going to keep coming up with new ways to make money. That dude's a businessman through and through.
Not even that. I think this is a power move because he does get to show he's a role model for little kids. So he's showing little kids that, hey, yeah, I game, but look at all the other things that I do. I got a shoe deal. I got to perform at New York for New Year's, even though my dance was trash. I get to design a comic book and stuff like that. Like, he's actually motivating. It's motivating to watch him do these things. Like, I know I talk smack about Ninja a lot, but I can't stop that man hustle. And as a man that's grinding, I have nothing but respect for him.
All right.
You got nothing to say?
Anybody got anything to say?
No, I'm. Like I said, news on top of the world right now. Can't stop him.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get into our questions for this week. We got 3 of them. One of them is a carryover from last week. Just to finish this off, so we can stop talking about this damn game. Crono's sister asked us, since it's so divided, what does everybody feels about Death Stranding, and do you think it's a good thing for gaming? How do you feel about Death Stranding, pretty much? And then we'll put this to rest, and we're not going to talk about this anymore after this.
Can I go first?
Go ahead, Crono.
Okay, so you have 2 different types of games. You have games like Detroit, and then you have action games like Metal Gear Solid. When you try and combine the 2, it does not work. That's why Metal Gear Solid 5, in my opinion, only sold because it is Metal Gear Solid. Death Stranding is a worse version of Metal Gear Solid. It is a walking simulator that does not make sense. Gameplay-wise, story-wise, it is a really good story. I can admit that it's a really good story, but gameplay-wise, the fact that the game keeps throwing all this story at you and keeps cutting you off from gameplay, and the gameplay is bare bones and boring until you get a weapon, and even then it is still boring, it turns me off from the game. So I personally think Death Stranding is an overrated game that is being carried by Kojima's name. And it is not good for the gaming community because it shows how many fanboys are willing to suck a dick just for somebody's name. I said,
man, that guy graphic as fuck. Quick!
Rabbit? How do you feel about Death Stranding?
I think it's dumb. That's all I have to say. I think it's a dumb game. I've seen gameplay. I was excited because I saw Norman Reedus in it, and then I was just like, you know what? This isn't even a game. Like you guys said, it's a movie, and if I wanted to see a movie, I'd go to the movie theater or stay at home. So,
Skyz?
Like I said, I've been waiting for this game for a long time. Ever since I really seen the first initial trailer. I do think I'll enjoy it when I do decide to buy it. But I don't know. If it doesn't live up to my expectations, then I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But I think I'm a little more open-minded than most people about the way that the game plays, because my first initial thought on the game, I looked at it, I seen it, and I was like, this game is just gonna be fucking weird. Like, it just is. Like, and that's why I was drawn to it so much. So, yeah, I think it's a to be determined. I still have a lot of hype behind it and a lot of hope for it, but until I get a full playthrough of it, I don't know how I'll feel about it.
Zen?
I think, honestly, I'm kind of just tired of, like, okay, you got Death Stranding, Norman Reedus, Cyberpunk 2077, Keanu Reeves, you got, like, No Man's Sky, you got games that are, like, hyped beyond belief for, like, really no good reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like the developers mean well. They just really want the game to be well received, and they're really proud of what they're about to make. But, like, I think when the game finally does come out and everyone plays it and that wow factor kind of wears off, I think it is a game that, like, you've been told the narrative once, you've played through the gameplay once, and then I think that's it. I think it's a one and done. And that, like, that marketing tactic just hasn't worked in the past, and I don't really, it's not a direction for me.
No for me, dog.
My opinion, I feel like if this didn't have Kojima behind it, if this didn't have Norman Reedus behind it, this game would be getting panned as a walking simulator. A lot of people love to call PlayStation 4 exclusives walking simulators. They love to say, "Oh, all you're doing in Uncharted, you're just walking and talking all the time. All you're doing in GTA, you're doing a whole bunch of talking and walking." Those games get panned. But because Kojima and Norman Reedus make a game together, it gets unbelievable love. Now, is this game a good story-wise? I don't know. I haven't put myself to go through and watch that. But from what I hear, it's a good story. Now, that's good. Like, I played story-based games before. I like the Batman Telltale games. I like Detroit. I like Until Dawn. Those games are good, but they also are not trying to tout themselves as the next second coming of Jesus when it comes to games. They stayed in their lane, and they're still massively popular because they knew, hey, I'm a movie first and games second. I think that's and then Kojima was saying stuff like, this is a new genre, it's a Stranding game. Or he came out recently and said, Americans don't really understand the game at all. It's too complex for them, when we have the game highest rated than any other country in America and in the world.
We ain't the one bashing the game like that.
Right. So it's definitely a polarizing game. I think what's going to happen now is this game sells anywhere near anything like a Batman or a Spider-Man, you're going to see a whole lot of copycats, and I'm not here for that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you go on YouTube and watch all the cutscenes for Death Stranding, like I did any other game, it's like Kingdom Hearts 3. You watch the cutscenes, you ain't missing shit.
You polish a turd, it's still a turd.
All right. Second question we got is from Gumby. He never lets us down with questions. Let me pull this back up. Give me a quick second. No, it wasn't even Gumby. I'm sorry. It was Harm from last week. He said, what is your guys' guilty pleasure games? Games that people will probably look down on you for playing, but you play them anyway. We'll start with you, Zen.
I mean, I got a little bit of pushback for it right here, but I am an avid competitive PC player, so I play games like League of Legends or Smite.
Oh, I used to love League back in the day.
Yeah, I do that. I do Overwatch. Put me on a team, put me on a ranked leaderboard, and I'm your guy. And a lot of people nowadays are either really for that or really against it.
Skyz.
Guilty pleasure games.
Say it. If you don't say it, I'm gonna drive to your house right now. I'll be there in 8 hours if you don't say this fucking game.
It's really escaping my mind as to what he's talking about.
Oh wow! So you've been playing nothing else but this game, and you always good seem like you have binge trips on it. But
Rocket League.
Come on, bro!
Yo,
pushing.
I didn't even put that. I didn't even say that one because I didn't.
Rocket League, Zen?
What's your rank?
Champ 3.
First of all, Joey, send me your address. I'll be there in 8 hours, bro. I don't really care if it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm gonna kick you right in your left shin, bro.
Hey, baby, you know you're always invited over. You family dog.
You better tell him your guilty pleasure game.
So the game Joey should have said, I'm sorry, Sky should have said was Ark.
Wait,
Play Ark, nerd.
Wait, what's that? What game are you talking about?
Dinosaur Simulator, pretty much. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm not saying it's not a good game.
Listen, as a child, all I wanted to do was fly dragons. Don't fucking down me for flying dragons, okay?
No, it's cool, but when you doing it on the game for 8 hours grinding wood and stuff, bro, we can't even get you to play anything else. Literally anything else.
I just had this argument with Randall the other day.
Wait, hold up. Before you say this, hold on. You jumped in my party when you got online today, and what did you do? You instantly got out and went to play your little art game with your little 7-year-old friend.
You never hit me up. Whoa, shut up. Hold up. Don't say 7-year-old like we Man, come on, man.
No. The reason why I got out is because there was a few people in there, I don't necessarily get along with. And
it's called the mute button.
Yeah, they deserve way more than a mute button. But we gonna speed past that. Anyways, so yeah, I play Ark. But Aaron, I found a solution. I fucking bought my own server. So I turned it up high so that I don't have to take 8 hours to get 500 wood. So now I can spend less time doing it and get the same amount, if not more, accomplished. Yeah.
Anyways, Crono?
Sonic Unleashed.
I love that game.
I love that game. Fuck what everybody talking about. That is one of the greatest.
I don't care for the Werehog part, but the Sonic parts are just oh my god.
I feel like Sonic Unleashed, out of all the 3D Sonics, is the best one, and the only reason people bitch about it is because of the Werehog. But other than that, that game is pretty good. Even though Werehog segments aren't really that bad, they're actually.
When you gotta spend 20 minutes before you can get to the next date section, it's pretty.
I mean, it section gates shit off too. That's like you gotta collect the coins, but like I said, I love that game to death. I will play that game.
I love that game.
I'm about to make so many people mad. Sonic 06.
Ew! I ain't got your back on that one. The
reason why I like Sonic 06 is because I don't know if y'all remember the rapper Charles Hamilton.
He's corny ass.
Super corny ass dude. And I never knew where there's a certain beat. He got the
Aquatic Zone.
The Aquatic Zone, yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that was maybe
what do you say? Sonic the Hamilton.
I like this song. I'm like, I know people are probably like, Charles Hamilton, that dude. Look at Childish Gambino and make him 10 times cornier.
He's more cornier than Childish Gambino, and that's saying a lot.
If y'all really don't remember him, look up Charles Hamilton gets punched by his girlfriend. The funniest fucking video you will ever see on YouTube. Dude got hit so hard, he said, "Ooh, and you punched me. I didn't mean to do that." All because he brung up abortion.
Who hasn't go yet? Rabbit,
yeah. Diablo 3. I have
guilty pleasure if it's a good game.
Yeah. I really don't. All I really play is Diablo 3, Rocket League, and Call of Duty right now. It's been my triple lineup. I haven't played Dragon Ball Fighters in a while, or Tekken, or Mortal Kombat. I'm going to have to say Diablo 3 because I've been on like a little kick of it because the new season came out the other day. So that's my guilty pleasure. I don't know, dude.
My guilty pleasure game is any game that hardly anybody's ever heard of. Shantae. You play as a half genie girl and she kills things by whipping her hair at it.
So Sindel.
Pretty much Sindel that can transfer into animals. So yeah, it's a platformer. It's one of those games that me and my girl got into, and it's a grown man shouldn't be playing with like a 14-year-old anime-looking girl. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know.
Can I throw one more game that I play till this day that I've been playing since the game ever came out?
To this day,
Jet Set Radio Future. That is the greatest video game of all time. I said it, quote Crono, it's the greatest video game.
I'm not gonna co-sign you on there, but I do like Jet Set Radio.
It's the greatest. It has the greatest soundtrack of all fucking time in video games.
That's debatable.
It's the greatest.
Shit, I mean, he must have forgot about Turok Evolution, but
Turok Evolution. Oh my gosh.
If you haven't heard Jet Set Radio soundtrack, don't talk to me about fucking Turok. Period.
Another guilty pleasure game for me. If you guys ever played Brawlhalla,
skins on Overwatch. I like getting
cheeks
skins on Overwatch.
You still got more hours in Ark than I do in Overwatch.
No, you don't, Mister. Last time I looked, like 20,000 months ago, 128 hours, and Reinhardt, talk to me nice.
Ooh.
I've been
How
playing
about
the game
both of y'all
for
get
years.
to diamond like me? Talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
All right. I forgot. We got the King Doomfist in here. Oh boy.
Anyways, okay, and the last question comes from a new subscriber, Cammy from work. She says, what do you guys, and this is a comic book question, what do you guys feel about the connections between, it's a Teen Titans question, between Slade and Robin, and why do they hate each other?
They hate each other because they are each other. It's like
yeah.
Slade and Robin.
The episode from 2000, the 2003 series, the Teen Titans series, kind of answered that question.
Yeah, exactly.
They go about
back.
It's literally Batman, Joker, Slade, and Robin. If you really look at it, it's like they're the same person. They just go about things differently.
Mm-hmm.
One for justice, one for injustice.
Well, if you want to go by the comic book example, and me and Zen were talking about this at work earlier today. Slade hates the fact that preteen adolescent kids are being heroes. He hates that to the point where he wants to cause bodily harm to the Teen Titans so that no other kid would get the idea to become a sidekick. That was his main draw and why he hated the Teen Titans in the comic books, if you want to go by the original continuity. But if you're going by any other cartoons and stuff, this is basically like they said, they're so much similar. You know how you argue with somebody because they act so much like you and you can't stand them? Kind of like how Skyz and Crono.
Settle down.
They two sides of the same coin, and that's why they don't get along all the time. But hey, what do I know? But that's basically the answer to that. Anybody wants to add anything to that?
I agree.
That's pretty much it.
I agree, except for the last part.
Oh. No, I agree with everything.
Look, I said what I said. We all know what I said. So,
all right. Next thing on the docket, Viperous is a Twitch streamer. She got banned for saying the word nerd. At first, they said that it was because she said the other N word.
Yeah.
But if you go and listen to the video, it's clear as day that she said nerd. So this might lead into a different topic, but I think you beta males just need to get a life. Just because you donate a couple $1,000s to a Twitch streamer doesn't mean she's your girlfriend, guys. Y'all are a trip. The beta males, I don't know where they're coming from, and they definitely are breeding. I don't know how, because most of them are incels, but Jesus. Anybody want to pick up the torch?
Twitch had a message for them N-word turtles. That's all I'm gonna say, yo. That's how it came out, yo. Like, I went back, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she said it, and then they broke it down. They slowed it down like 5-6 times. I'm like, I can see both sides. I have to be different from AK. I can see both sides. I can see how people heard it, and then I can see how once you break it down, yeah, she clearly said nerd. But Twitch been on some shit anyway. Like,
yeah, they've been banning. They have no rhyme or reason to their bans at all.
Twitch, I don't understand why people haven't switched platforms. I mean, let's be realistic. Twitch is the same platform that let porn pop up at 6 o'clock in the morning, yo. You don't even gotta go on Pornhub. Just tune in to Twitch. And you see porn on the fucking recommended. Like, that shit was Pornhub.
Ninja and Shroud, catch it right now on Mixer.
Like, let's be realistic. I feel like it was more of a statement. They were trying to make a statement that we're gonna crack down, but in actuality, you're not cracking down on shit when you still got some of these e-girls flashing their titties on fucking cam.
Or that man that punched his wife on camera and didn't get banned. Or that woman that threw her cat on stream
and got banned for a month. So like, what are you really trying to show here? Clearly, and maybe it's just, I feel maybe they need more. When it comes to these claims, they need somebody or a section that actually sits down and reviews it.
Not just let a bot do it.
Yeah, don't let a bot do it. Like actually sit down and review some of the cases, because there have been plenty of cases people get false flag for dumb shit, for people trolling on somebody's stream, sending a video with the N-word in it, and that person gets banned because they just read a message from somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. Like, you're gonna get banned because someone on your stream is being a troll. Like, that's not cool.
And now, to play devil's advocate, chick, you know that Twitch TOS is on some bullshit. Why would you say anything close to the N-word? Like, I know a lot of fans, if you guys do listen to this, are going to be like, she should be able to say what she wants, but y'all know how ignorant Twitch is, so to be safe, let's not even get close to the word. That's just like if YouTube tries to crack down on us. You think I'm going to be close to the N-word, and I'm black? You think I'm going to be close to it? No, man, I'm trying to get my community started. I'm trying to get us known. And let's be realistic, like every other YouTuber, we're trying to get a little bit of money in our pocket. So why would I even use a word close to it? Like, come on, use your common sense.
Skyz?
I mean, I think Twitch has been out of pocket with this shit for a long time now, bro. Like, they really have. I mean, perfect examples and shit. I was gonna bring up the cat. I mean, like all kinds of shit, bro. Like, it's just like, can y'all get it together? Like, and I understand the, like, well, you know, don't say anything close to it. Yeah, like I get that, but like, you know, at what point is it like, what can I say? Like, you know,
and
so
then people definitely have special treatment for different streamers, because like I said. Exactly. Like he just said that word how many times, and he's still a thing. Like,
I mean, but then that gotta go. That has to go on the streamers as a whole to do what Ninja did. Even though Ninja and Shroud, let's be honest, really popping on Mixer, but they make
got
money
their bag to go over there.
Yeah, they got their bag to go over there. Their bag is securing them for the loss of views and money they're about to lose over here. But at the same time, why not, as content creators, do you not go to the competition to make the stand and say, we're not going to go for this? Like, you staying on that platform, I understand you have your fans, but you staying on that platform, you're basically saying that I'm Twitch bitch. I hate to tell y'all like this. I hate to tell you streamers, but if you stay on that platform and you see what the fuck is going on, yet you don't make change, you are Twitch bitch, period.
If you're not trying to make a change of it and you're just sitting there complaining about it, you're just complaining just to hear yourself complain, because if you're not going to do anything about it, shut up. I don't know. Zen, you got anything to add to that?
Not really. I mean, I was gonna kind of say the same thing that I don't know who said at this point, but like just I guess if you're gonna be a streamer and this is gonna be your main source of income, like you should know to be kind of careful. Like everything's being taken into false interpretation and left up to like automation to get auto banned and stuff like that. But like sometimes like you can't help it. Like there's the one lady who she said in the grocery store like really quickly and kind of mumbled, and it sounded like she said like the N-word store or something like that, and she got banned until it was reverted as well. But like, I don't know, YouTube's on their like auto policy bullshit, and Twitch is on their like, we're gonna ban you for saying
that YouTube thing is definitely the last thing we're talking about tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Rabbit, you got anything to add? Okay, moving on. CD Projekt Red is announcing that they possibly might have microtransactions. And this is coming at a pretty big shock to everyone, because how big anti microtransaction they were on The Witcher 3, particularly how much DLC they released. From what it says, they said it could be potentially just for the multiplayer, but nobody wants microtransactions even in their multiplayer. I know Crono really wanted to speak about this, so I'm gonna let him go first.
I've been waiting for this shit. All you motherfucking Projekt CD Red dick riding motherfuckers. What did I tell y'all for the past 3 motherfucking podcasts? I knew they was gonna do this shit. All that shit that Projekt CD talking, and then they bring up this shit. And you know what they tried to say? Oh, it's not set in stone. It's not this, and that. We would make it reasonable for fans. Fuck that. Earlier in the year, y'all said this was going to be a single player game. Now it's going to add multiplayer into the game, no matter if it's later or whatever. And then we have microtransactions, no matter if it's cosmetic or not. Why the fuck are you putting it in a single player game? All that shit y'all was talking. All that shit that y'all was bashing EA and bashing fucking Activision for, y'all about to do the same fucking shit. And you know what's about to happen? Same as Kojima, the same players are gonna dick ride and give you that fucking gut 3000 twist combo when the game fucking comes out.
Don DeMarco.
Like, no, fuck that, yo. I'm about to talk my shit. I'm about to pop off because this is why I said I am not excited. I'm not anticipating this game. Because these game developers do this shit every time. Let's be realistic, gamers. Projekt CD Red did not really start popping until Witcher 3 started popping. Nobody knew what the fuck Witcher 1 and 2
Nobody
were.
cared about the Witcher 1 and 2. And if you said you did, you capping.
Nobody gave a fuck about Witcher 1 and 2. But now when Witcher 3 comes out, Projekt CD Red is the savior because they gave us DLC with 2 games that were 2 full expansions. Okay, that's good. That's nice. I will praise them for that. But they had no fucking right to talk shit. You are the new guys on the block. Y'all have no fucking right for y'all to do this. And I love looking at YouTubers. I'm not trying to start no drama with no YouTubers. We are a small YouTube channel, but I love especially people like Young Yeah that are fucking dick riders try and fucking justify the shit that they said. I love looking at that shit.
And because by that logic, we should all be the Jedi Fallen Order dick riders now because they didn't put no microtransaction in it.
And I love, and this is breaking news because I was just looking at YouTube as we were talking. I love how he made a video saying, "Oh, now EA eats EA words because this game is justified." Yes, EA has to eat their words about single player games, but you, all the gamers that supported Projekt CD Red and Projekt CD Red themselves have to eat the words of what the fuck they said earlier. All that shit talking about them saying we will never make a game multiplayer while trying to implement multiplayer into their fucking game. Like, shut the fuck up and make the fucking game. Like, period. I'm going to be the advocate. I want fucking developers and shit to do this one thing. Do what Apex did. Shut the fuck up.
And just release the shit.
And just release the shit. Don't bash another fucking company no matter what the fuck they do. Because that company can always turn themselves around.
Yep, as much as you're stupid.
Right, now you looking stupid because I hate to say it, EA is looking like the good guys right now because they released that single player game that actually has broken fucking records.
Guys, I'll say that.
Well, Respawn, whatever. They're looking like the good fucking guys right now where you're looking like a fucking idiot. Like, Projekt CD Red, shut the fuck up and make the fucking game. Don't say shit else.
They gotta market it though, bro.
Bro, fuck the marketing shit. People are excited. Just drop fucking trailers, show gameplay. Don't talk about multiplayer. Don't talk about single player. Don't talk about microtransactions. Don't talk about another company. Drop the fucking game and shut the fuck up.
Tell me how you really feel, bro.
Yeah,
hey, I know, right? Yo! Zen, you got anything you want to add to that?
Did the beat go off?
It definitely did. He dropped the mic, didn't he?
I thought I was passionate about Pokemon, though. Hold on. Man.
I don't mean to rant like that, though. I just hate.
No, I feel you.
No, it's well deserved. I mean, man, what didn't he say? I kind of enjoyed Witcher 2. Yeah.
It's hard to go back to, though. It definitely is.
Yeah, it hasn't aged well.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't hear about nothing about The Witcher until The Witcher 3 came out. I didn't even know there was a thing until The Witcher 3 came out.
Bro,
I didn't know.
Go ahead.
I didn't know until that rant that The Witcher wasn't made by Bethesda.
Bro, everybody don't know. A lot of people don't know. Witcher was a PC game. It was mainly a PC game. Only the PC community knew about The Witcher. I think it did come out on PlayStation, but it wasn't popping like it was on PC. That's why I tell people, like, when everybody talk about The Witcher 3 is so genre defining, no, the fuck it's not. What the fuck are you talking about? The Witcher 3 is a better revamped version of fucking Dragon Age, if you want to be fucking honest about it. Dragon Age defined the fucking Witcher. So when I hear gamers say this shit, I'll be like, man, can y'all get off their dick, man? It's a good game. It's a great game. It deserved winning one game of the year, but it's not that fucking amazing that y'all gotta say CD Projekt Red is the fucking savior like Kojima. Fuck out of here.
These people be stands for companies after one game, yo. Skyz, you got anything to add about CD Projekt Red?
Bro, I done spent enough money on Rocket League already, bro. Don't make me do this.
And the new Rocket Pass comes out soon.
Bro, don't make me do this.
Because I definitely want that Cyberpunk. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, I want it too, bro. Like,
and now y'all talking about
my heart.
Exactly. It's like finding out a hot girl. Just like,
like I was petitioning for y'all. I was defending y'all. And now you did this.
Now you know how I feel about Kingdom Hearts earlier this year. It's the same. Bro, it sucks.
You got embarrassed. You got embarrassed. That was a whole different ball game, bro. That was embarrassing. That's a whole different bag of beans than CD Projekt Red and this shit. But it is what it is. It's gonna be what it is, and we can't stop it from being what it is. So we just gonna have to. I'll tell you
this much: I'm definitely not buying the day one anymore.
And I want it to be a great game. Don't get me wrong. I really do want it to be a great game. I pray that it's a great game. I just want them to stop talking so much shit, bro. Like, just stop. That's the
well, I mean, everything has their fans. I mean, there's people who are Patriot fans. There are people who
are wrong, obviously.
There are people who are still ride or die for Xbox, even after all this shit they done went through. There's still people who are buy every goddamn Apple product that comes out. So people have people are stands about their stuff, no matter how right or wrong they are.
I tell them saying same way, shut the fuck up, because them companies been fucking you over for the longest. Minus the Patriots. Patriots got results, so you can't be mad at them.
Yeah. All right, last thing on the podcast notes for tonight, and it's a big one. For you guys that don't know, YouTube has more changes that are coming. Basically, they're trying to make their advertisers not be able to put, crazy stuff on kids' videos, because the kids' YouTube channels pretty much run YouTube. If you really want to stop and look at the views, because how many people have a niece, cousin, nephew, little brother, little sister, or whatever that you just throw the phone to them and they watch them stupid Johnny videos and stuff like that? Raise your hands.
Exactly. No, Papa.
So cut that down. They got this where they're going to make sure that they can mark your videos whether safe for kids or not safe for kids. That's what they touted it as to begin with. But there were some people who read the fine print, and now once you agree to that, YouTube has the right to whether they can delete your channel if it's not making YouTube any money. No warning, no nothing.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And so now it's a big outrage of it, and this really hasn't came out yet until it won't be official until January. But it's definitely some outlash going out with this, and I don't know if I'm missing anything out of it, but that's basically the outline of it from what I've been told. Anybody want to take a stab at it first?
I ran it, so I'll go last.
Zen?
I mean, I've been preaching it for a while. I think YouTube as a place to try and make a name for yourself and make revenue has been dead for a while. And I think it's Twitch's time, even though they're on some bullshit with the whole like we'll ban you out of nowhere for saying grandma. Like I think
definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to this trying to be a creator stuff. You definitely have to branch out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think YouTube's been kind of going crazy. I actually think there's a little bit of like it's a bittersweet moment. So I think what everyone's been wanting is YouTube to be very upfront with their guidelines, very upfront with what's happening, what's allowed, what's not allowed, what's monetized, what's not monetized. So I think there'll be a little bit of sweet relief from this for some, but I think for others who are kind of caught in the gray area of what does this mean for them, I think it'll be a kind of a weird situation.
I think they're Bobby. So this is what I think, right? YouTube is one of the only places we can watch like where people make videos, edit them, and put them online. I don't know of any other site right now. They have Twitch and Mixer, but those are live streams. So YouTube is just trying to flex their muscle right now because they're the only platform out there that I know of that does the video subscriptions and all that stuff. So I think until someone comes up with another platform that rivals YouTube, they can do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it.
Especially how big of a juggernaut they is.
Yeah, like they have no competition. No one is even threatening their dude. Everyone are like ants. They're just stepping on everyone. So it's like they can do whatever they want. No one's gonna stop them. No one's gonna stop using YouTube because there's nothing other than YouTube. So until someone wants to buckle up and make something bigger than YouTube, we all just gotta suck it up and deal with it.
The only other thing that comes to mind is like TikTok and IGTV. That's about it.
Oh, you can't use TikTok. Those are like 15-second long videos.
Yeah, I mean,
bro.
TikTok is basically Vine's little brother, but
yeah.
My quick snippet on that is, I don't agree with it, and it's for a couple of reasons. But one big reason, somebody that I watch who I think is really good, especially in the way he markets himself and the way he's posed his videos and stuff. He's just hilarious, dude. David Dobrik.
Yeah.
So David Dobrik, 4-minute segment videos, little vloggy type things, doing funny shit, whatever. Dude was making close to $200K a month when he first started YouTube and first got big. The guy is bringing home a whopping $2,400 from YouTube ad revenue because he got marked as like not kid friendly. And so he doesn't get as many ad dollars for advertisements and yada, yada, yada. Anyways, you just done dug in this guy's pocket for over $190,000.
Like 90% of his revenue that he was living on for years. And now he just got to be like,
exactly.
Oh, we all got to find something else.
Right. So now the dude has to market himself in different ways with brand deals and endorsements and stuff like that. Imagine, he just bought his first Ferrari recently, and he didn't even want to buy it.
Hard for me to feel bad for somebody who got a Ferrari, bro. I ain't gonna hold it.
No. Well, the story behind it is he basically, like, this whole time, his manager and him, he had wanted it, right? But he never got it because he never felt like he deserved it. He liked doing more for other people, and so he didn't like spending his money like that. Now, just imagine, like, where his net worth is now versus where his net worth could be if YouTube didn't dig in his pocket like that.
Yeah. He also has some amazing, I'm also an avid watcher of David Dobrik, and this man's bougie. He's like a billionaire even, possibly. Like, he buys all of his friends' cars.
Not a billionaire. He's
not a billionaire.
Definitely, yeah. Low millions, probably like 5 times.
He's found the way to use endorsements, to use deals, to use marketing, to really get himself out there. So he's not just living up, because he's an old Vine star too originally. Because he started doing Vines, and then after Vine kind of slowed down, he went to YouTube, and then once Vine died, he fully switched to YouTube. So now he uses he promotes things like SeatGeek to buy like tickets, and that's how he assists in buying like cars and stuff.
His like YouTube has like a Vine-esque nature to it behind the 4-minute videos. I mean, you think about it, YouTube videos nowadays are your average is probably between 10 and 25 minutes. And this guy is just hitting that niche group of people that like that slow kind of video, or that quick video, with just all that jam-packed like content where the dude doesn't set anything up. He's basically like, this is what we're doing. We're drawing dicks on Jason's, living room wall. Boom, boom, boom. Dicks on Jason's living room wall. Okay, end of video. That was fucking hilarious. Like, that is literally what he does, and he hits that group so well. He's just really good at it, but YouTube dug in this man's pockets like they owned him, and it's a bit ridiculous.
I feel like YouTube is kind of trying to attack not only big YouTubers that are marketing it safe for kids, but the little YouTubers that are trying to get into the platform. Because you look at the fine print, like they said, YouTube can delete a channel if they so please if we're not making money. So, for us as a podcast and soon to be add more content into our channel, if we don't bring in a certain amount of revenue that you so fit, we could be off of YouTube and we lose our whole platform. Now, it's only 27 subscribers. Yeah, but that's 27 people that actually listen to us and think that, hey, we put some type of influence in their life, whether it's us talking shit or it's us giving them good advice. You know what I'm saying? That would hurt me if we lose 27 subscribers. So I hate to see somebody that gets a channel, let's say have 5,000 subscribers, that's not making that much money, maybe like 200, maybe $300 per video, and they're getting kicked off of YouTube. Like that's crazy to me. And I don't know if this is the target, because I don't know if you guys remember earlier in the year, there were YouTube comments on children videos that was like, yo, at 10-18 she bends over, some shit like that with the pedophiles and stuff. So I don't know if this is targeting the pedophiles and they're trying to make it safer, or if it's just YouTube, like Rabbit said, flexing their muscles, but this ain't it.
Nah, that's definitely ain't it. It is. I think it was the main problem with YouTube. Every time they try to do something automated, I know it's hard to have physical people go through and scrub videos, especially as many videos there are. But you are a multi-billion-dollar company. Find a way, because this ain't it, Chief. What's going to end up happening? Every time a company gets super cocky to where they think that nothing can fight them, something comes out the blue and hits them hard. Yep. Like how Blockbuster was the main be all when it comes to videos. Like they could have bought Netflix.
Netflix actually I was gonna say Netflix wanted to do a deal with Blockbuster, but Blockbuster
turned them down. Oh, ain't nobody gonna do the streaming. Y'all guys are stupid. Now look at where's Blockbuster now.
What's Blockbuster?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot what YouTuber I was looking at, and he had like he made one point. He was like, what YouTube is failing to realize is that the big YouTubers that's making them money, 2% of YouTube. It's like 2% of YouTube. Those 80 million subscribers, those 1 million subscribers, that's only 1% of YouTube. The other 99 is the smaller channels, the people that they download YouTube clips of their families just to have memories of their family because they don't want to use cloud storage. People like us that we record gaming clips just for friends so we could use as a video, or we could joke like, yo, remember this one time when I put you in the combo, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And I don't think YouTube sees that. So if you go and scrub all those little channels out, what do you really have? Because now you're going to cause backlash for those people that lost those memories who weren't trying to be YouTubers. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that really scares me and makes me mad at YouTube is that you guys sold out. Like, you guys sold out bad.
We're gonna sit up here at like YouTube. The first YouTube video ever put on the channel was just some dude at a zoo. Like, come on, yo.
We gonna act like Rev X wasn't one of the biggest YouTube stars back in the day, and he was only averaging like 1,000 views. Like, come on, son. People like Deji, KSI, that all joined when they first came on YouTube. What if they go ahead and check off? Oh, this is kid from. You know how much money KSI would lose? 90% of what he makes already.
And a lot of views come from kids who just clicking on stuff that don't have YouTube channels. As I know, my son watches like FGTV and the rest of them people that he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's definitely contributing to views because he watched that more than regular TV nowadays.
I think YouTube, and this is my opinion, I feel like YouTube knows that they're like the leading. When it comes to television views, they're basically leading because I don't think people watch cable like that no more. I might be wrong. I really don't think people watch cable like that no more. Either we're streaming videos on
people our age and below don't.
Yeah, like I feel like YouTube knows eventually they're going to take over what people watch nowadays. Like, I think streaming is.
Why do you think Conan O'Brien and people like The Rock and stuff got YouTube channels now? Why do you think Will Smith got a YouTube channel? Like, it's obvious where they're going. And the sad part is they're finna get rid of the people that actually built the website to where it is. They're gonna get rid of the small time YouTube person who just wants to make a stupid video because they got out the shower singing the Mortal Kombat theme or something. Like, I don't know. It's a work in progress. I don't know exactly what they should do, but this definitely ain't it.
Ain't it, Chief?
I beat you to it, bitch.
All right.
One more time.
This is that was the last thing I had on my notes, so we're gonna just go ahead and do these outros. Zen, since you are our guest, go ahead and get your outros and shout out your social medias if you want to and all of that good stuff.
Well, thanks everyone for having me. Subscribe and like the NerdBois podcast. Make sure to smack that bell so you know whenever we upload, as soon as we upload.
And if you ever need any IT work done, go ahead and hit Zen in his DMs.
Hit me in my DMs so I can process Captain your face off.
Oh my god.
We will be recording his voice to do the subscribe, like.
I am always available, for I am always a gamer. So if you ever guys need an extra voice to come on here and listen to Crono yell for an hour, let me know, because I'm always down. So
at least somebody respect my yelling, yo. Y'all gonna respect yelling, yo.
But on a real note, much love. Thanks, AK, for bringing me out here. I guess if anyone wants to follow me, Twitter at ZenTyphoon. I post pretty degenerate stuff and gaming stuff sometimes. So there you go. Yeah.
Skyz.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for listening and all the continued support. I want to thank Zen for coming out and making this episode great and giving us all the knowledge he knows, and obviously for the free offer for working on any of our equipment if it ever needs to be worked on. Yeah, I just appreciate it, y'all. Y'all know where to find me. Skyz MVP on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay, Rabbit.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Zen, for coming on. And so I'm about to use his voice as my voice from now on because I was just in awe that whole video, the whole podcast, dude. This dude's voice is amazing. But thank you guys for listening to our podcast.
All right, Crono.
I want to thank Zen for coming on. The PokeTuber, dropping that knowledge. I'm gonna have to battle him, see where he at.
Oh
see
boy,
how good he is.
Here we go.
We got more content coming on the way other than the podcast. We're gonna try and get some gaming content out. Y'all won't be hearing me yell. I am working on a video. I'm talking about working on goals. Yeah, we'll see with the what the feedback from the fans are, if they like the videos. Maybe one of the Nerd Boys could drop a video every week to come with the podcast. But we'll see. And last but not least, because I be ranting, I'm really passionate when it comes to these videos. Watching the industry from what it was to what it's becoming. So when you hear me snap, don't look at it as if, oh, he's just one of those angry video games. I'm really passionate about what's going on. And as gamers, we really do need to sit down and say, this shit needs to change. And that's just being real. So, yeah.
And the funny thing is most of the time, Crono's unpopular opinion is the one that nobody wants to fucking hear.
But it definitely needs to be heard. All right, AK in the building. Look out for me and Lala is what she's gonna go by. My fiance. We're gonna drop a review on 21 Bridges, the newest Chadwick Boseman movie. We saw that earlier this week, so we're gonna do a joint review on that. Just look out for that coming out pretty soon. You guys, I love how much love we're getting on Facebook. That's easily the best thing we have done as far as growing that. But you guys need to follow us on Twitter too. If anybody who does listen to the audio version, anybody who's watching YouTube, we do have a Twitter, and that's the easiest way. That either that or Facebook is the easiest way to get in contact with us if you want your questions heard on there. We've had a total of maybe 2 anchor questions, so I think that's kind of a dead mission at this point. But
interact with us, boys.
But if you want a question answered on the podcast, don't hesitate to shoot any of us a DM or anything like that, and we definitely will make sure it gets heard. But I'm tired of talking. I think we should be good as far as this episode. This is NerdBois Podcast, episode 6. We out of here.
Later.
Happy Turkey Day.
Later.
Happy Turkey Day to everybody.